obviously, I'm away. I'm not present in the studio. My sincere apologies. On holiday with the family in Sardinia. And it being Sardinia, of course, the one thing is you're next to the sea. So naturally, I forgot to pack any swimwear, which was just moronic of me. So we found a shop just up the road. Thankfully, went and bought some swim shorts and then jumped in the sea. Did a bit of snorkeling, was nice. I think it was an hour between the purchase of the shorts and then me finding that the pocket was rather larger than expected, and I should have attached a picture for you guys to hopefully enjoy. Basically, the entire left side of the shorts had broken free from itself from the top seam to the bottom seam, revealing quite a lot of leg. It would be rather racy for the 1915s, or 1910s, that sort of era. So there you go. Now I had to run back to the shop and go and pick up some, what would be like their camo with neon sharks. Not neon Kate, neon sharks. Enjoy.
That's so funny.
This week on the Incense Podcast, the estrogen level rises somewhat. Will you be going to a National Trust location? And will you be going to one of two wild area locations? Welcome back to the Incense Podcast. I'm Ian Waterfall for episode 284, and with me as always is Masterful27. But also with me, not as always, is Sue and Ayyylexa. Welcome, people.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
This is nice,
Hey,
isn't
it's
it?
lovely to
This is-
join you.
this is
Balance like the old
balanced,
days. Well,
Yeah, love it.
although rather than having a brunette and a ginger, we've got a brunette and a blonde.
There you go.
Yeah. So you want
Give
in?
me 20 minutes. I can go ginger.
20 minutes.
I'll go blonde if you want in.
So, Sue, Alexa, how are you two? It's been, well, actually, Sue, it's been a few weeks since we saw you, and Alexa, it's been like almost a month and a half,
Mm-hmm.
like Chicago.
Yeah, lots of Pokemon grinding in between then and now.
So grind to level 90 started now, Lex. Is that getting it
It
already?
did, exactly.
I'm just dreading to get to the chat bit where we ask Alexa how much money she spent on remote raid passes this last weekend.
Ooh,
I actually didn't want to calculate those numbers, but I could. But I'm trying not to.
It was an
Business
expensive
expenses.
weekend, that's all I'm going to
Business
say.
expenses.
But Marky, how are you? Have you recovered from your journey down into London?
Good, mate. Back from London safely, but great weekend. We'll talk about it in a bit. But yeah,
We will.
good, mate. Very good. And it makes a change to be saying that I saw you only a few days ago in the flesh. So that's
It really was, and then was talking about potentially meeting up for other events. And when we get to the news, we might talk about opportunities to meet up because there's quite a lot of regional events within the UK coming up shortly. So that is something good to talk about later. But for you that is listening, it is time for you to
Slap on the incense, boys. It's time to go.
And once you've done that, if you get anything good whilst listening to the show, or actually not so good, anything you just really want to show off about, to be honest, send it to any of our socials. That is X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. You can tag us on TikTok or Instagram. You can send us an email to contact@incencepodcast.com, or
You can send Incense Podcast a WhatsApp voice message on +44 759 269 5696.
and with any of those methods, you just need to @Incense Podcast, unless it's an email, of course, and use the hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Could you clarify the spelling?
I certainly can. Recorded Alexa, not in person Alexa, and that hashtag is SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. And with that said and done,
Chaps, I'm calling to wish you good luck for 284, and listeners, have an enjoyable show with them. And thanks, Alexa, for jumping on this one. Sorry, I'm calling from sunny Sardinia here on Golfo Aranci, and I'll be dropping my very unwelcome thoughts about the things that are featured on this week's episode, hopefully throughout the rest of the show, if Ian gets his act together.
cheers.
Thanks, boys.
cheers is right.
Let's get on with the show.
well. We've got two Lexas now, haven't we? We've got AI Lex and in-person Lex. This is
I'm everywhere.
yeah, I'm everywhere.
Two are better than
Say,
one.
actually, I might trigger my Alexa off in here. Yeah. So we have, of course, had a global Go Fest weekend And yeah, the natural close to any Go Fest season is the in-person event. And this year was very different to many previous ones. We had no inclination of really what was going to happen until the event started. And we didn't think if it was going to sort of be, we hoped there'd be some surprises that might have come from it, which didn't really materialize. But it was very different in many other ways to previous global Go Fest events. And I still love Go Fest Global. It's quite a big marker on the calendar. I think it's quite a natural conclusion to a season when you're traveling, you're going to different places, and then you can actually find your peeps local to you. We'll have some people that travel to come and meet you locally and have a good old-fashioned play around, moan, catch up, read the rights of the world, and put everyone in a good place before they head back home, usually on the Saturday night or the Sunday afternoon. So, guys, how do we play it? And I do agree with what Ian's put on here, because I certainly bankrupt myself over the weekend. Was it really a Raid Fest 2026, Global Raid Fest, or was there more to it than that?
So I really like raiding, and I think
Do
that
you?
I do. I kind of went a little overboard. I went out and I played global, did my thing, played with our ambassador community, and then with the heat, I was like, oh, I'll just go home and I'll remote raid, and then I'll go back out. So it was really like, I'll go out, play a little bit, go home and remote, go out, play a little bit, go home and remote. And then we could remote into the night. And then even after Sunday was over, we still had like the Hawaii raids, the Samoa raids we could get into. So it was Raid Fest for me.
And unlimited remotes, so you would have been in heaven. Mind you, Sue as well, to be fair.
It was.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about a little bit of a hiccup with APAC on day 2 or day 1 for you guys in the States. But yeah, it was really a raid fest, wasn't it? I mean, Sue, how did you play? Were you car grinding? Did you go out and spend time with the community?
Yes, all of the above. The community showed up in force. The local crew and I met at 10 a.m. We did a bunch of raids at our local park. Then we all kind of split up because it was really hot and rainy. So we all split up into our cars and sort of followed each other around. Loved the incense, which makes sense. Bringing in all the Tropius and the Bouffalant and all the unknowns. I got a ridiculous amount of shiny unknowns, got shiny everything else, but also just spent a lot of money on remote raids and had the best time. I found the remote raid shiny luck not great. I went 0 for 49 on Mewtwo the night before. Then I got back-to-back shiny Mewtwo's the next day, but people were going 50, 60, 70 without a shiny. But you know it was a good event because no one stopped raiding. Everyone still had so much fun. So we just had a great time with it, and I'm very pleased, aside from the hiccups, which affected everybody.
There's always someone that has an absolutely epic fail story when it comes to remote raiding. And I saw one poor person on X that had said, is this normal? And I think they've done 157 Mewtwo raids without a shiny. And then somebody calculated for them and said, well, actually, the odds of that happening is 90, I think it was like 99.48% or something crazy.
I hope it wasn't Ash's version of probability.
No, imagine if he put that on there. But like, it was quite funny. The guy who hadn't got it said, yeah, I know what the odds are. I've already done that calculation. Thank you. I was like, well, we'll leave that alone. There's obviously a lot of angst in there. But yeah, it was a remote heavy, but nice, actually. I think Mewtwo's brilliant, isn't it? Let's be honest. When Mewtwo's in raids, you've got to carry on, haven't you? That's the
They
rule.
are the
That's
rules. And I've got to say, for me, at the time, it didn't really feel like a Go Fest. To me, it felt like, and I think I said this in a video which still isn't published as this goes live, probably. But I did say to Mark and a few others that it felt like a raid weekend, like a mega raid weekend with a few wild spawns. Because certainly on day 1, I found the spawns fairly lackluster. I've got to admit, the spawns weren't the best. They did improve somewhat on day 2. But I didn't play as much on day 2. But that's my bad because I had other things I needed to be doing. But I do love Mega Mewtwo X and Y, and the split doing X on the Saturday, Y on the Sunday was good. And I don't think anybody tires of raiding Mewtwo. But after 9 hours of raiding. I've got to admit, Mark was there. There were a few Starbucks breaks, actually. We had to just recharge with a little bit of caffeine and then start again. But I did enjoy it. In hindsight, it was good. One thing I will say, the eggs were shockingly bad. The whole event leading up to Go Fest and Go Fest, I don't know if you guys felt the same, but I really hatched nothing good. I don't think I even hatched the regionals, although due to the fact that I had a busted foot / ankle, I wasn't walking as much as I normally would. So I think if I'd hatched more eggs, maybe I might have got something okay, but the eggs weren't good, in my opinion.
I hatched all the party starters.
I didn't. Yeah, I was gonna say. So I didn't even play the eggs.
Oh, mine were good. Sorry.
I dexed the shiny Mime Junior.
Did you?
Oh, nice.
Yay!
I know.
That's
I'm
a win.
surprised. My only shiny I got from eggs, and it was
It's Mime Junior. Actually, in
Yeah.
all the years Mime Junior's been out, I've only ever hatched one shiny one.
Yeah, he's rare.
And it's our regional.
Yeah, true.
I've only ever hatched one shiny one.
It's so funny actually with the Mime Junior because we had it at Milan City Safari, and like seeing it again in the eggs for us in Europe, it's kind of like, oh, for flipping hell, can I not put something else better in these eggs than flipping Mime Junior?
Yeah,
But-
I mean we are spoiled a little bit in Europe with that.
We are.
My first shiny Mime Junior was when I went to visit you guys in London on Litwick Calm Day.
It was.
Oh, Litwick,
All
yes,
those years ago.
yeah.
That was my first hatched
Yeah.
shiny Mime. 2022, I think.
I've got some raid statistics if you want to know.
Okay.
I took really good track to see what the background rate would be in the shiny rate and then shiny background.
Ooh,
So
Come
I
on, hit us
did.
with them, yeah.
Okay, I did a total of 1,400.
Wow.
Shiny was 61, so it was a 4.36% shiny rate.
Wait. Say that one more time.
Did 1,400 raids.
Did you actually sleep?
can't do.
Very little. Very little. I was excited. But so 4.36% shiny rate. And so typically it's 5%. So it's just a little bit under. So I'd say it's about around there. Background rate, I got 446. So about a 31.86%
Okay.
for backgrounds.
Yep.
So that's about like almost 1 in 3. And I think compared
Ooh.
to LA was feeling like 1 in 8, 1 in 10. So I
LA
think for this
was rough,
event,
yeah.
they boosted the background rates. I got 4 hundos. 2 of them had backgrounds. And then my hunt was the shiny backgrounds. Shiny backgrounds, I got 17. That was a 1.21% to get a shiny background.
Wow.
So you'd have to do like 1 in every 100-ish.
That's
Wow.
crazy given those stats because Mark and I both got the shiny background Mewtwo, which were both really bad, and then we lucky swapped them.
Nice.
Do you know what,
So-
Lex, I loved about that? Was
Oh, good.
Like, how, when you just went, so I did 1,400, and like, I'm there in my head going, "Fuck, how many hours was Go Fest Global?
I really
for?"
wish Whitfield had been on to hear that because even he wouldn't have done that many.
No. Well, but, I mean, there we go. We do it collectively, so you don't have to. They are the stats.
No, it wasn't just global. I'm so sorry. Let me clarify.
Oh.
That was Road of Legends and global.
Oh.
There's no way I could
Oh.
bust out 13 in 2
That's-
days. I'm sorry.
Got
that's,
it.
That's better.
Yeah, well, that's better. Oh my god.
But no, go back to what you said about eggs, Sue. That's great luck. Yeah, I do as well. I didn't hatch eggs for it. Like, to be honest with you, I just use the because at the hatch egg distance because we hit the tier on the ticket. Like, I was just putting like a couple on at a time,
Right.
and I did hatch a shiny pincer of about 8 eggs. So I thought, yeah, that's good. But
Hey.
raiding, like you guys said, I found
Always
myself
good.
kind of like playing the game on the day, getting the Mega Energy to Mega Evolve, the Mewtwo, and then raiding in the night to get the other 7,500 Mega Energy to then level 4 max it out once the event had finished on the remote raids. And then the Y started appearing at about like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock UK time from New Zealand and all that. You saw like a weird thing where people were like raiding more Ys than X's, but X's were still out in America. It was just so... Everyone was raiding. Let's be honest. It was
They were, and I have 2 minor flex. I call them minor flex. Actually, they're probably not. And we were all raiding throughout the week leading up to this event. And I just randomly jumping into people's friend list raids. So I actually jumped into one of Alexa's raids late in the week, and I just got a text saying, "Oh yeah, this one's in Antarctica." So I'm like, "Oh great, wouldn't we go get a shiny?" And it was a Kyogre, which is obviously one of my favorite Pokemon. And I got the shiny Kyogre from Antarctica. It just says the tag is just, this was raided in Antarctica. Brilliant.
So rare. That is so rare.
And then,
so
That is so
cool.
then
cool.
2 days later, I just randomly jumped into another one of her raids. This one was in Oblast, Russia. And then it was a shiny Mewtwo. So I'm like, Lex, shiny Mewtwo. She's like, no way. That's 2 for 2. And yeah, I mean, that made my Go Fest, to be honest, because
They're so
I
awesome.
just got that. I literally, there were the
Wow.
2 raids I jumped in of yours, and both of them were shiny.
All right.
None of them had backgrounds, but they were just so good.
No, it,
Still, I think shiny with that location
That's
tag
mental.
is just
I mean,
as
that's
rare, if
enough,
not
isn't
more
it?
rare.
Right? Yeah.
Lex, have you heard this
Right?
though? He's not jumping up and down about the shiny Mewtwo we got from Swindon from one of my raids. Have you noticed that?
The tag's
Aw.
slightly different.
I'm joking.
But yeah, it was good. Do we want to hear what Milo thought of Go Fest?
No, next subject. Oh, go on,
Lay
Lex.
it on us.
So, Go Fest Global 2026. I'm hoping there isn't too much wind here. It's a little bit breezy right by the seafront here. Lovely, lovely coastline.
He's not mentioned
But-
he's on
By the
vacation, has
sea.
he?
On Ian's show notes, it's like, did it really feel like a Go Fest? And I've got to be honest, having reflected on it, I think it did. It just had a very different style to it. And I will say the final 3 hours of the Sunday were probably, in my view, the most Go Festy experience that I personally had, because myself, Marta and Francesco decided to actually just go for the wild spawns and take a pause from raiding, which actually started to bring some really good shiny, like pulling in like multiple Fidos, multiple Impidimps, and actually some really quality things, blue Flabebe shinies. And it was weird in a sense that all of us, I'm sure, were looking at the wild spawns when they finally got seen by APAC, and we're like, there's nothing new. There was no shiny release like previous years. We had Frigibacks for 2025. We had no Dreepy release. Literally nothing wild spawn wise was new. Nothing really carrying over from the in-person Go Fest either. There was no sign of the Caterpie, no sign of the Paldean Tauros, no sign of Varoom or Charcadet. I think I saw one Sinistea, probably by accident. The only things that carried over were the Pikachus with the team caps, which was great to see those featured, not just in quests, but also in raids if you were lucky enough to find them, that is, because the raids were chock-a-block, as we know. So it very much probably depended on how you decided to play it. Now, I will say, yes, Ian's saying on his show notes, did we bankrupt ourselves? I did. I very much did. I probably
Welcome to the
did
club.
close to 1,000 raids over the course of that week with the Road of Legends
beat
and
it, Lex.
everything. And do I
Second
regret
place.
it? No. I don't think you can live in regret of what you decided to do with the event in the moment. I pulled in some pretty good stuff. I'm very content with what I picked up. Was it the best use of my time and money? Probably not in hindsight, to be honest. But the background shiny chase for the Mewtwo and getting the Mega Energy is kind of what was on the cards, really. That was literally what the poster child of GoFest 26 was. And in a way, that is probably why it felt, and I've seen plenty of people commenting on this, and you guys probably have seen this on the Incensed socials. Thank you very much, Pete, for dropping your thoughts and opinions across our many, many socials. Guys, I hope you plugged them properly.
Always.
It honestly, for most of it, did feel like a Mewtwo raid weekend. Mega Mewtwo raid weekend, 1 mega per day. But that would be only if you actually decided to go ham and chase them. And there were thankfully field research tasks, winner raids, that would give you the Mewtwo Mega Energy. A little bit of it, not a huge amount, but some is better than nothing. So it was kind of how you wanted to play it. And I feel like a lot of us got suckered into doing the Mewtwo Mega Raids to get the energy. Now, I've done probably what Marky's done with his Shundo of Mewtwo, Billy Mewtwo Shundo, and my Shundo that I got from Copenhagen. I got the energy, I powered up the Mega to super max level, and it's done. And I honestly probably never even need to touch a Mega Mewtwo raid ever again.
Yeah.
And it's weird to say that on the back of a Go Fest, that is very reminiscent of a standard Mega Raid Day. And that's a problem we've discussed about those events, is that you do the Mega Raid Day, kind of go ham for that event, and then you never need to touch another Mega ever again. And actually, we saw some Megas were featured for this Go Fest, weren't they? Lucario, I think, had a broken background, apparently.
Yep.
I did a few Swampert, tried to jump into a few Sceptile, didn't work, unfortunately. No backgrounds, no shinies, but they were available. Not many people, surprise, surprise, were raiding the Megas over the course of this weekend. People were doing Mewtwo's, because that was the coveted thing, really. That was what you had to go for. Now, honestly, looking at it, I think the wild spawn rotations was actually a really solid idea. You had a batch of 3 with 3 typings, but within that 3-hour window, each hour had a more tailored focus on one of the 3 types featured. And that kept it fresh if you were going around and chasing them, which in a weird way, I wish I'd, as I said, done more of, but the game didn't really push you to do it. So I really hope that maybe in future they bring it back for 2027 with some more wild spawn focus, because that's kind of the core element of Pokemon Go, not mega raids or super mega raids. But then super mega raids are the new thing for 2026, aren't they? With Kalos Tour, a couple of raid days, and we've got some more coming up. Good luck, everybody, or hope you had a fantastic time with Super Mega Raichu X and Y. We've got a few more probably in the pipeline. So that was that. I will be interested to hear on the back of this discussion, how were the eggs for you guys? Because I hatched, and I looked at this, I hatched over 300 eggs during the course of the whole week, Road of Legends and the Go Fest Global weekend, and got 1 shiny, which was a Frigibax 98 shiny, quality, but it was hatched on the Monday or Tuesday, I think. Literally didn't hatch a single shiny over the course of the Global Go Fest weekend, and I was incubating constantly, so eggs are a con. We know that.
Agreed.
Similarly with the research, the research tasks were pretty good. I just wish I'd done them more. And I found myself through the course of the weekend going from let's raid in person to let's try and keep out of the humidity and heat and everything, and let's just chill, go and get some wild spawns, go and get some research. And, I said you can't live in regret, but if I could do it over again, I would probably pull away from the in-person raiding scene, to be honest, and just go back to wild spawns, because that was the most Go Festy thing. That was what it was like in Paris and New Jersey, and actually chasing the wild spawns in Chicago and Copenhagen this year were really good fun. I remember doing them across multiple days, and that was quality. So there you go. There isn't much else really to the Go Fest, is there? I guess, what was your best pull? I think my best pull from the Go Fest would be, didn't get any hundos on the Go Fest. I like hundo Guzzlord from someone, but that was no background, no shiny. So did I enjoy the remote raid game? Yes. No matter how ruinously expensive it is, it's always really good fun to jump across the world and get some quality catches. And there are plenty of people I've thanked across my content and on socials and everything. But most importantly, thank you to you two boys, and thank you to the Incensed community and the local community in Ealing, because this Go Fest, despite all of the weird bits and pieces with it being a super mega raid weekend and everything, and the wild spawns being a bit iffy and whatever, it was a truly fun and enjoyable weekend. I enjoyed taking it a little bit more chilled with you guys, having a laugh and everything like that. So thank you very much for coming down to Ealing for what would be probably, certainly as a London resident, my final global Go Fest, possibly in London, possibly in the UK. I do not know, but planes exist. Cheap Wizz Air tickets are available, so we may be back over in the UK at some point. But it was a pleasure, gentlemen. And Ayyylexa, I hope you had a good global Go Fest wherever you were playing. I will stop nattering now because it's been going on for quite a while. Ciao.
Yes, it has. Bye. So thank you, Milo, for your input.
Ciao.
Sue, what was your best catch from Global Go Fest 26 then? What do you think your sort of, if you had a flex or...
I did pretty well, I have to say. I ended up with 7 hundos, including Palkia with Spatial Wren, Dialga with Roar of Time in the background, a bunch of others. But my favorite, I did get a Shundo.
What?
But it was a ball toy from Field Research.
Nice.
So I'm going to love it forever and keep it as a ball toy. And I'm going to walk with this little spinniness. And
You got to
that
max
was my
it.
fave.
You got to max it. That's the rule.
What about you?
I think...
Go on, Lex.
Oh, no, it's maxed already.
Go on, Lex.
Mine. Okay, let's think. Okay, so kind of like Ian, I got like a weird shiny background as a Mewtwo from North Korea. I don't know how I managed to get in there because it was an RSVP and there's no one playing there. So
I
you
didn't
had
even
to have...
think you could raid in or play Pokemon Go
Exactly.
in North Korea.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Exactly.
But then again,
So we
Russia's the
had
same,
to-
isn't it, right?
Yes, so we had to get 10 people in there. And then I don't know if you guys were doing it when it wasn't people in person, getting 10 people in there and then actually breaking the shields and having
Yes.
the random
Yeah.
people was extremely difficult. And so
Crazy.
I was crashing out a little bit, but then I was rewarded with that shiny background. So that's pretty rare considering it for Gold Bottle Cap, but otherwise it would have been a background shiny Giratina that I didn't even know I had until I did a hundo bag check. So that was like a big thing for me. And Giratina is sentimental because when I first started playing the game, like hardcore again, that was the first thing that got me in raids was Giratina. So I think
was it the origin form?
I get them mixed up. It's the one with the legs.
I always get them mixed up as
That's
well.
altered.
Yeah.
Altered. Origin form's got the noodly arms.
He's the worm. Okay.
He's the worm. That's the one. We always say with the on landy feet on floaty clouds, don't we, with Thunderous and Landorus and all that. I think my best catch from it. I think the moment of it was magical actually because I didn't see the CP drop on it as the Mewtwo raid finished. But I still think my favourite moment from it was when me and Milo, the three of us were just chilling, and I got you to check Milo checked my Mewtwo raid, didn't he?
Milo checked it. Yeah, one was outside the cinema.
That was it. Yeah, and it was shiny, which was phenomenal. It was a 98% shiny, and it was so close to being like the weather boosted Shundo. And like I said, if I hadn't have maxed out the Shundo Mewtwo from a previous trade a few years back, that would have probably been the Gold Bottle Cap one there and then just done it. But yeah, I'm going to be really boring. I made this point a couple of times. Like this was the biggest difference I've noticed in Go Fests. Maybe probably last one because this was so raid heavy. Was like people going, is it shiny? Yes. Has it got the background? Yes. What's its base level? It's 2. Yeah, well done. Is it? And I was going, do you remember the days when you just get the shine? It was brilliant. I mean, if it was a Shundo, that was the magical bit on the cake. I was going, all right, so it's got a base level, so it's rubbish now. It hasn't got the background, so it's not as desirable. And I'm like, what has become of this game? It's just like so many layers now to it. And I was like, that is certainly a new thing that was felt probably this year around with the raid focus being so heavy. But I still enjoyed it. Actually, best trade I got from it actually was I did get a Copenhagen shiny combat form Tauros for Milo, so that was quite nice. My first Copenhagen background one that I've got, so that was quite pleasant. But yeah, so Ian, what did you get on the weekend itself? You got your purple whales.
Awesome.
I would say honestly, the Russian shiny Mewtwo was probably my best catch. Certainly the one that was the rarest because let's face it, how many people can have a shiny Russian Mewtwo? Let's be honest. So. From the actual weekend itself, honestly, probably our mirror trade was probably one of the best ones. But again, that was Mewtwo, so it kind of defaults to Mewtwo. Yeah, I mean, Mewtwo was pretty much all I raided for most of the weekend. So hence why I said it was kind of like a raid weekend. But I did say at this point we'd actually talk about our sort of social post. But looking at it, there's a couple of shinies of the week, which we'll get to later. Lucy Davis did feedback, said 2 excellent days and lots of laughs and jokes with friends, plus lots of shinies. And she put 2 snapshots of all the shinies she got, and they're a lot.
Julia Glass put first ever Hundo Mewtwo. Just a shame no background. Oh, there we go. Just a shame no background. It's a Hundo Mewtwo, Julia. You're spot on. Grizius Corey put got back-to-back Hundo Mewtwo's, and the second one was a Shundo background. Such an insane day, which is crazy. And a bit like you said, Ian, a lot of shine is on there as well.
Before we do move away from this, I was going to do this as Nasty intern, but Alexa kind of touched on it earlier, and then I know Sue certainly touched on it at the weekend, that there were issues certainly with remote raiding over the Saturday, Sunday, when sort of Mewtwo Y came in APAC and people were jumping into lobbies and then getting error 32 or 33, booted out of lobbies, showing incorrect numbers of people in lobbies, so people were jumping out. And it was just a mess. And it was fed back to the Scopely Explore team. And Sue was given some really interesting advice to try doing GBL. That'll fix it. And it worked, didn't it?
It turns out that GeForce 7iX Galax was kind enough to give me the instruction to just start a GBL battle and then back out. And if you did that, that reset your connection to the server. And suddenly you could remote raid again.
Genius.
Wow.
I mean,
who knew?
It's a little bit late now. But,
I felt like MacGyver trying to figure out how to do this.
There's a lot of people now starting GBL battles for future events, and they'll get like a surge of people trying to do GBL. I like that.
But let's move into some WhatsApp messages because we have had a few people feeding back about Go Fest Global. And first up, he was with us in Ealing on Saturday. And he actually sent us 2 voice messages, one at the weekend and another one today. But we'll save the second message for next week. But Josh has been on.
Hello, boys. It's Josh. I've just got home. It's Saturday, and you have literally just been with me. I say all day, at least for the first half of the day. We had a lovely day in Ealing, didn't we? Very chaotic day, but it was hilarious. It was great fun, as always. Possibly the last time for a little while, because we are saying Auf Wiedersehen to Milo. I actually don't know what goodbye is in Polish, so we're going with German.
Next door.
As he disappears off into the horizon. And I believe it is just Mark and Ian today. It should be. If this is getting recorded on Tuesday, as Milo is in wherever he's going. Italy? Or has he just been in Italy? I don't know. Sardinia. That sounds about right. And I am under strict instructions from Milo to just remind you boys, that of my hashtag shiny of the week, which is actually a trade from Milo today.
Of course it is.
So on Tuesday evening when you're listening to this, I just felt like I would remind you of my hashtag shiny of the week, which was obviously the Shundo Caterpie from the in-person Go Fests. In this case, this one was from Chicago.
GG's, mate.
So obviously, Milo will be listening to this, so thank you, Milo. But I've been told that I did need to raise that again, just in case you forgot. And I never ended up giving you one of my many, many hone edge, Mark.
No,
so,
we need to do that.
Next time, if you still end up coming down for Go Wild, or maybe I'll have to go to the West Country for an event at some point.
Maybe you will.
I the glorious beach that is Western Supermare, that everyone wants to go to Western Supermare, is actually on my list of places to go. Because I've been told there's a couple really funny Pokestops there that I need to get gifts from. Anyway, just had a lovely day one of Go Fest. Obviously, I'm sure in this episode, we either have or will be hearing all about your Go Fest success and utter failures, because let's be real, those shiny rates were not it today. They were not it. I think I only ended up with 16, and obviously, like, we did go sit in the pub for a bit in the afternoon, and we sat in Starbucks for a bit as well, but like, we were going all day.
There are tips, there are secret tips.
And 16 isn't great, and a couple of those are from raids. I got a background Mewtwo and a background Raikou, shiny from raids. Question mark unknown, which was quite nice. And I did get a Bouffalant. I didn't want a Bouffalant. I've already got Bouffalant. I need the Tropius, so that's my goal for tomorrow. Where I will be sitting in a camping chair all day, hopefully. So yeah, I hope your Sundays went well. Mark, I'm sure by the time you're listening to this, your video will be up, as will Milo's, which will demonstrate the chaos that was today. Ian, I can't wait for your video in 3 months. It's going to be great. You know, it better be good. We should have this video by Go Wild area. So, anyway, shining luck to you for the next few weeks. It's staying really hot, and I don't like the heat. So, maybe you'll do what I do, and I'll just put a lure on my house and not go outside. Anyway, lovely seeing you guys today. And until next time.
Bye-bye, Josh.
Yeah, I think everybody knows me by now, don't they? The video
Oh,
will go up
good.
at some point.
At least you're consistent.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Alexa. Consistently late.
Ian's got his own algorithm.
And you've left your audience waiting. Everybody
you
wants
have
Ian's
to build
video.
anticipation. This is the thing, you know.
Aw.
You can't spoon feed everybody everything on day
That's
one.
it.
It's very important. So, speaking of spoon feeding people, somebody spoon fed us a song a few weeks ago. He's not got a song tonight, but he is back on. It's PayPal Simone.
Ooh.
Yes, it's pen pal Simon. Call me
Hey.
Beast when I'm rhyming. Yeah, checking in, guys, checking in. I went to Crete last week. As per every year, remember London Go Fest. Niantic, Scopeantic decided to clash Go Fest with my holiday dates. So I played the Saturday in Crete, then stayed up for the England game and flew back to sunny England. Unfortunately, didn't really get a chance to play much of the Sunday. So Go Fest was a bit of a non-event for me, sadly. But come on, I mean, I had a great holiday. I'm not complaining. I'm busy walking around the duck ponds opposite my work currently. Let out breath, actually. God, I think I put on a stone in a week in an all-inclusive. Busy trying to catch those shiny costume Pikachus right now. I listened to your wonderful podcast and you asked for people to call in with their favourite thing for the game over the past 10 years.
You did?
For me, guys, this will come as no surprise, and I genuinely mean it from the bottom of my heart as well. My favourite thing about Pokemon Go is the Incensed podcast.
Oh, he's so sweet.
I would not still be playing the game were it not for you guys spurring me on. And, you know, I know it's all jokes and banter in my messages normally, but from the bottom of the heart, I do mean it. You are immeasurably better than anything else associated with Pokemon Go. Thank you.
Oh, he's so sweet. I thought he was going to do a typical Simon moment go.
Sweet, yeah.
The thing I really love about Pokemon, build it up and go, was something along the lines of Coops. Imagine that.
Aw.
Simon's lovely.
No, Coops left
That was
him on a
kicking
bench.
himself for not having thought of that.
Simon's so lovely. Bless him. Oh, dear.
Oh, we do like Simon. We do like Simon. It just seems like yesterday one was in Portsmouth with him. But
Ian, can I quickly
thank you.
Ian,
for
can I
that
quickly
message.
shoehorn this in just now, following his
Yeah,
message, because
yeah.
we're keeping this ongoing theme going. Even though Ian is right, England beat Norway and are still in the World Cup as we record this. So they're now in the semi-finals against Argentina. So
Yes, and we'll get on to why I'm sour with the World Cup later in the
oh,
show.
yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. Or do we?
You do, because I talked about it at the weekend. Anyway, moving on. Camden's been on.
Hello, Incense crew. It's Camden, aka Fossil Pharaoh 25, back again to, of course, talk about Global Go Fest. It was a pretty fun event overall. I do have some issues with it. Actually, more issues than I had with Chicago, unfortunately. Milo, I'm about halfway through your video on the event, and I just really love your videos when you play these big events. I feel like you really show off the community aspect of playing this game, all the trades and hundo checks and group shiny checks, all of that. It's just really fun seeing that, and that's my favorite part of this game. I spent Saturday in New York City because after Chicago, I really was hooked on playing in the big city, seeing all the spawns and all these gyms. And it was a lot of fun. They definitely hooked them up with extra gyms for the community celebration that they had down there. Really great raid game. The spawns were great too. Unfortunately, I left my Go Plus at home, which was such a blunder. It really killed my shiny count for the weekend. You don't realize how much having a Go Plus helps you during these big events, especially the ones with the raids, until you don't have it anymore. It was such a bummer. And I just feel like as much as Mega Mewtwo is really cool, having to grind for thousands of energy just to get one to level 4 is just ridiculous. It's low-key predatory. And then you add the shinies and the shiny backgrounds on top of that, and you just have people spending their whole event doing raids, and it's kind of unfortunate because my shiny count is only 20-something for the weekend. I will say I wasn't crazy about most of the spawns during the event, but there were some that I wanted and I just couldn't get, unfortunately, because I wanted to have enough Mewtwo energy to get one to level 4. So that just took up so much time. Yeah, I just think that's unfortunate. I will say, third Global Go Fest for me, and I finally feel like a hardcore grinder because I have almost 1,000 Mewtwo XL candy, And the thing is, I don't know what to do with it. I'm kind of just sitting on it because I've already powered up my good Mewtwo's. And I wanted to ask you guys, is there a legendary that you just have an obscene amount of XL candy for? Milo, I'm sure that you do. I saw your latest collection video a few months ago, and I know you have some pretty high numbers. But Ian and Mark, do you have any legendaries that you just have an insane amount of candy for? I'm curious what your numbers are for that. Yeah, I could keep talking, but overall, it was a fun event. I played, again, New York on Saturday, and then Sunday I played with my local university community. Shout out UConn Pokemon Go. It was a great time, but I just think the event was just really overstuffed and just kind of squeezing money out of us yet again. But had a good time. Go Fest is a good time, and I hope you guys had a great time too. Yeah, thanks for listening. Again, thanks for all the work on the podcast. You guys are doing a great job. Have a good one.
I like Camden. Nice lad.
Yeah, Camden's got the question. So, do you
That's
have
nice.
any legendaries that you've got an insane amount of candy for?
I've got Pikachu Candy XLs. Does that count? Legendary, are we talking?
I mean, it's not
XL
legendary.
candy.
But,
XLs,
yeah.
Yes. Legendary Pikachu.
Legendary Pikachu.
I think my Mewtwo is the biggest.
Yeah, what's your candy, XL candy on Mewtwo then, sir?
3,585.
That's the XL, or is that regular candy?
XL.
That's the XLs. The regular
That's the XL.
candies are 8709.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
3585.
Yeah.
Yeah, I raid a lot.
You do raid a lot. Mewtwo's probably my highest.
And that's
also.
after having maxed out 5.
Yeah, I've maxed out 3 Mewtwo's. I believe it's 3. It's not. Might be 4, 3.
Yeah.
And I'm currently sat on 4,330 candy and 1,791 XL for
That's
Mewtwo.
a lot.
So I mean, it's a little bit.
Good stuff, for sure.
Like,
You said Mewtwo? Or just Mewtwo?
the highest legendary with your biggest candy.
Or what if you have the most?
It's
Probably
definitely
Mewtwo
gonna
after the weekend.
No, I protested Mewtwo. I wanted everything else.
Oh.
But mine is Necrozma. I have 5464, but I've also
Oh, wow.
maxed out 4 of them. So I've just done a lot of those.
54.
Wow,
That is a lot
impressive.
of candy. Yeah.
That's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, I spend a lot of Candy XL. Like, Palkia would have hundreds of Candy XL in it if I didn't keep spending it. I haven't got anything that much at all. Let's go for something different because everyone's saying Mewtwo. The Necrozma as well. I've got 600.
Lexa Necrozma.
Yeah, but I've got 652 Candy XL for the Necrozma.
Yeah, so it's still a reasonable amount, isn't it, when you think about it? Yeah.
That's big numbers, isn't it? Big numbers, thousands. Yeah. What do you have, Sue?
Big
Was it 1400? Did you say, Sue? Or was it more than that?
It was like 35.
3585.
That's a lot.
Good to have. We still get a special move in the future.
Yeah,
Then you'll need
I read
like
a lot.
Falcon. And Sue will be like Quinton. It'll be like, yeah, got it already.
And so our last WhatsApp message this week is from, and I've got the soundboard up, so I don't know if it's in the chat. He probably is. Our very own gold tier patron,
He is.
52047.
Hey guys, 52047 here. I'm sending another message in. It is post Go Fest crazy weekend. Yeah, I was really kind of hoping to submit a kind of a before and after message. Just kind of saying like, hey, this is what I was hoping with from the weekend, but that didn't really work out. But now that the actual event has gone down, I kind of just wanted to share my thoughts and perspective. And I kind of want to respond to a couple things because I watched everybody's videos and I enjoyed them like I usually do. But there was just some interesting perspectives that you and the Bailey Milo had. And then Mark, I know you kind of said the Go Fest didn't feel the same. You didn't really share a whole lot of your thoughts. So maybe you'll talk more on the episode today. It was just kind of hard to tell exactly how you felt. But I know you were all kind of like more underwhelmed, kind of like middle of the road with the event. And I didn't actually really think it was all that bad. There were some aspects that were it was strange, I guess, but it didn't really play that bad, especially for it being, it was free. It wasn't like we're spending for an actual ticket this year. And the fact that it was free and like we all got 1 in 64 shiny odds right off the bat, that was like, I actually felt like the shiny odds were pretty solid. I wasn't getting everything I was wanting, of course, but shiny odds were still pretty good for what we had. Started off with wild spawns. We didn't announce everything right off the bat, and they were going for a more interesting approach. They've been doing this a lot more recently, where since it was 18 hours, we had essentially every single type, and I honestly I didn't mind that. I
Go
mean,
Plus, isn't
I
it?
think it kind of more it worked out when it didn't. I mean, I actually was like, and there were some of the hours where people were complaining. A lot of people were complaining online about the spawns, and I was one of the people like responding to them, being like, I think the spawns are really not that bad. I think the spawns are pretty pretty solid and fun for what we have. Yeah. I was taking the time, like I was saying, to go through the actual decks and like go by type and see what was included. And they included a lot of things, but I think for some hours that ended up being more of a detriment than a positive. Because like for me and my friend, he and I, there were certain hours we were like, all right, we're just gonna hunker down and we're just gonna focus and hardcore grind for the shinies we both won. And I mean, you could really feel how much was pushed in the water in normal hours. There were several shinies we both wanted from those hours, and it was pretty much impossible to find what you wanted. I love the idea of including every single Pokemon that you can for a type. I really love when you can make that work. But there's some types that are just given way more Pokemon than others, and you could just really feel that. And so I think that was definitely a detriment in some aspects. It was really hard to focus on certain things, and it was nice to see all the different Flabebe colors near the end of the event. I was happy about that, even though unfortunately I was grinding so hard for the red and blue and I didn't end up getting a shiny of either. I needed more of those, so that was kind of upsetting. But yeah, spawns outside of a couple things missing, and then you were like saying that Charcadet and Varoom and Galar Corsola weren't included, and no Galar Mime or Sandile, and it was kind of that. I mean, I can understand the disappointment beyond that, but I mean, if you think back to previous years, that almost feels on purpose, because they always want to have Pokemon that were exclusive to the in-person events. I mean, last year you said that like we had the Phalanx and that worldwide, and that was true. But Go Fest in person did have exclusive Pokemon because the Pikachus and the Top Hats were different for in-person versus global. And now we have those in raids this week, which is both versions, which is really cool, because I'm raiding the in-person Top Hat ones that are around. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so I think I think it was definitely done on purpose. There are certain spawns that were needing to be left exclusive to in person, so that's probably why we didn't get the Caterpie globally in that. And so that was on purpose. I know I can sort of feel disappointing, but that's done on purpose, and it's always been like that. So that was fine. The raids were fine. Again, there was way too many different things to focus on, but I think we all kind of went into the perspective of there's too much to raid, we're just not going to raid it, and I think that was a better perspective to go with. I was able to get Amber, my girlfriend, which we've talked to a little bit about. I was able to get her some legendaries she was missing. We did a UC mystery for her, and that was great. So like, it was nice to get the things that people were missing, but it was essentially just a Mewtwo grind. I will say though, everyone around me was getting shinies, and my goal was I really wanted a shiny background Mewtwo, because I think that was going to be my gold bottle cap, because I think the background looks so good as a mega. And after 97 Mewtwo raids, I only had 2 shinies, one each day. That was rough. I'm telling you. The Mewtwo luck for me was not on my side. I was really struggling to get Mewtwo, but I still had fun with the Mewtwo's, and at least having 11, 11, 11 for the IV floor, like it did feel better. I still wish it had been at least like 12, 12, 12. That would have been perfect, but I think still the raid grind definitely worked out more than it did. And having some of like the missing features, nothing for party play. Nothing for routes and no extra buddy hearts. Like nobody's perfect. I can understand just like not getting everything included. And I'm sure it wasn't like a purposeful thing. It's just like, there's so many different things going on for this event. It's hard to like, include every single aspect. But yeah, it would have been nice to have some of that extra stuff. But then again, for it being a free event, I mean, not everything's going to get included, but yeah, I think they did advertise though party play was supposed to last for like 9 hours. So it is a little weird that if you're going to have 9-hour party play, but then not put anything exclusive behind it, that's weird. But also, I don't like the party play feature personally. I don't like using it. I don't use it really when I'm playing. So that didn't bother me very much, but I can understand the disappointment depending on who you are for playing. So that was weird. And then no new shiny or anything. The way I looked at it, I mean, we did have like new costumes and stuff, and those were hard to come by, of course. But not having a new shiny and no Dreepy as a new shiny and stuff, I want to say it's kind of on purpose, because like this really felt more like it was kind of done to be like, this is a celebration of Pokemon Go for the last several years, and it's less about the fact that getting like new things and we're celebrating the things we have. I guess that's the way I look at it. So not getting Dreepy too. I mean, I would have liked it. Don't get me wrong, but we've also reached a point in this game where Dreepy really is the last like pseudo for the time being, and we're still waiting on Gen 10 stuff to come out. So I think Pokemon Go was like, we have way too many Pokemon at one point, but we also have a lot of stuff that like, hey, we don't want to release this just yet. So let's hold out on it. That's kind of my perspective. It was unfortunate to have new shinies, and I think too, when they were having the hours where they were including everything, if the Pokemon couldn't be shiny, they just did not need to include it outside of a few things. Like Reavard, we've seen a lot. Gossifleur, we've seen a lot. Those probably didn't need to be there. But I did like the Roly-Poly and Knackley spawns and some of those rarer things. And Tarantula, I've not seen those very often, so that was fine. But yeah, not having a new shiny, it didn't bother me very much, but I can definitely understand people not being happy about that aspect. But at the same time, I still think the event played out really well. I had a lot of fun. I got a lot of shinies I needed, and of course, the things I didn't get any shiny Sizzlipede, any shiny Tadbulb, and then no Flowerful Bebes. That was unfortunate. But otherwise, I had a great weekend. I think I got like 70 or 80 shinies, focusing on raids and that. Of course, my raid luck. But it was still a good weekend. I really enjoyed it, and those are kind of my basic thoughts. I think after I submit this and I watch this week's episode and we hear what you all have to say, I will probably submit another recording, of course, because just to kind of respond to the thoughts that I hear from this. There's going to be so much to talk about, and then all this Pikachu event's going on, and that's great, and it's been fun. But we'll talk about all that later. So those are kind of my basic thoughts about Go Fest. Kind of the main things I noticed. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Regardless, let me know what you think. I actually want to have a legitimate discussion about this with you guys, and let me know what you think. Please, actually respond and let me know if I'm warranted and you think you agree with some things I had to say here. That is it for now. Again, love you guys, love the show. I hope you all had fun together. Looked like it was great being together and healing together. And yeah, for the 10-year anniversary, there's stuff they could have done better, but for what it was and it being a free event, I loved it. It was fun. All right, sorry for going on so long. I love the show and I love speaking, and I just love talking about my thoughts of this game. It's been great. I will talk to you guys soon. Love y'all.
52047 from the road with it sounded like road rage.
I think it was the Go Plus catching.
How many people did he beat?
Definitely the Go Plus catching things on the
it must be
on the dashboard or something like that. So going back to what you asked me about not sort of going into too much detail on the vlog, I think I was emotionally caught up in the event. I think it was actually quite sad knowing it was going to be our last UK Go Fest, and that is the reality of it. As a global, I should say, as a podcast complete. You can never predict the future. We know that, but I think that probably hit me harder than I realised it was going to hit me on the day. And I think staying down there and seeing the community down there, knowing that I'm probably not going to see them now for a good few months, maybe even not till next year, who knows, is weird. So I think that was kind of impacting my thoughts a little bit when I was trying to summarise why it didn't feel Go Festy for me. I did write some positives down whilst listening to your message, and the ones I agree on from what you said, and actually I agreed on most of what you said, to be fair. It was free, and I did mention that at the beginning of the vlog. Absolutely, it was a free event. The first time it's ever happened, a free Go Fest for everyone to have equal luck or misfortune, depending on which way the RNG went. I like the fact I could get Aurora, if I can pronounce it correctly, on the day, which I thought was quite nice. So people that can't commit to both days over a weekend, I was able to do it quite comfortably on the Saturday, which I thought was nice. That's a nice win. I didn't get the candy from it. No one's going to get 20 kilometres out of me over a Saturday night, Sunday. That's just ridiculous. And I've written great company, but that always happens with Go Fests. I've never had bad company. That's brilliant. But why I thought it wasn't great, I get what you're saying about the variety of spawns, and that's fantastic. You couldn't chase anything. And I've had Global Go Fest in the past where you could chase things. So if you needed something in that 2-hour window, which how it normally would be, you would have enough of them. I remember going, right, Ian, I'm leaving you for our 15th coffee of the morning. I want to chase this. And I've said that many a Go Fest Global in the past. I couldn't say that this weekend, or Go Fest 2026. Just couldn't do it. And like you said, Sizzlipede, when I saw that, I got excited. Saw about 4 of them then in the next hour. And I'm like, well.
Yeah, I think I saw 2 or 3.
Yeah, so it missed that. I wasn't concerned about the shiny odds. I lost the ability to chase things. So that frustrated me. There was also the concern over getting enough Mewtwo Mega Energy in person to reduce the overall cost. Because the problem being is as soon as you wanted to play catch-up, it was a remote raid game, then it was a link particle game, and it became very expensive. So I'm trying to do it in the gameplay time knowing that I worked it out 33 raids for each type based on 450 mega energy accrued from each raid. If people have done it right within the time limit, that's 33 raids minimum to just get enough to max out one to level 4. But I get that. That's my game plan. I wanted to do that. So that was something that I had to make that decision on. But I was remote raiding on both days. As I put less checking because of that. I didn't actually play the event after 2 p.m. on Sunday, so I didn't see any of the good things at the end, which I've heard quite a lot of comments about. So from my experience, none of that even happened for me. So I don't know what it was like after 2 p.m. on Sunday. And the map felt less special. That was the biggest thing that really bothered me about this. The map didn't feel like there was a Go Fest going on. It just felt like, I used to love it how you had the symbols falling in the air. You had that each 2 hours felt magical. You had obviously updates in the map saying that you hit the targets, the ultra, all these little things were being communicated, but it just didn't feel like a Go Fest 2026 for the map. And I know when you have the celebration events, you pan out, you see the fireworks, that's all lovely. But when you're playing the game closer up and you're looking at the ground in the game, you still saw the things falling down around you on a Go Fest Global from previous events. And I think for me, that was like the icing on the cake. That was the bit that made me feel like it just didn't quite feel like a Go Fest Global. I keep saying Go Fest Global that I would have I've enjoyed in the past. And like Boss, who's amazing, look, eggs. I just didn't even bother with eggs, which is mad. First Go Fest Global I've not bothered with eggs for because it just felt too diluted. But I did like the 2 regionals on the incense, and the unknowns were lovely.
But you got them pretty much back to back while we were in the bar at the end of day 1.
Yeah, I got really lucky there, to be fair. So yeah, that was a bit more context behind it, because when I was doing the video, the vlog, there was so much stuff flying around my head. And I think looking back on it, though, there was a lot of good things from it as well. But I think those are the things for me, when I review it, looking back at it honestly, that's why it felt different for me, but not bad.
It's funny you say that, though, when you said it didn't feel like a Go Fest because we knew it was going to be our last one playing as a trio of content creators that have done this project over the last 5 years, because I was trying to put my finger on what felt different, and actually that potentially may have played a part in it. However, I do want to focus on something that 52047 said, that it was a free Go Fest, and on the surface, it was. Yeah, exactly, Lex. Yeah,
for sure.
In reality, if you wanted to raid, and let's face it, you had to raid because the focus was on the Mewtwo.
Yeah.
It was anything but free. So that's, I said it to Mark at the weekend, and that is how they get you.
That is how they get
Have
you.
this free event, get your half a dozen free raids, but if you actually want the good stuff, you're going to have to pay dollars, and a lot of them. So, was it a free Go Fest?
And then double if you're going to be remoting, because you need the link card.
I know I was in 3 figures, at least, for how much I spent Saturday, Sunday, so... And I didn't go as hard as I could because I spent like 4.5, 5 hours in the car. So it was anything but free. But it was, Scopely Explore did a great job of dressing it up as a free event.
You're very good at that.
But that's enough WhatsApps for this week. We'll get some more on next week. And I think it's time we talked about some potentially great stuff in this week's...
It's the news.
Oh boy, do we have some news for you. Go Fest has only just finished. The season has literally just finished a couple of days ago as we record this. But we have news. Yes, we have news on Go Wild Area, another tentpole event, which is massive. Historically, the last 2 Go Wilds have only been in Japan. That might very well change this year, mightn't it, Marky?
Well, the first bit I'm going to release doesn't suggest it's going to change because it's in Japan. But we are going to have 2 real-world in-person events. And the first one is in Sendai, Japan. And that is going to be from November the 6th to November the 8th. And that will have citywide gameplay extending into select areas of the broader Tohoku region. And... that'll be pretty cool, won't it?
It's super awesome.
That will be good. Japan is somewhere I would love to go. You've been, haven't you, Lex, like the other year? And
I did, yeah.
It's meant to be an absolutely amazing place to play.
Exactly. So if you've been to Japan or plan on going to Japan and want to go somewhere else, you actually have the option of going to Mexico City for Go Wild Area this year too, the same weekend. So you get to take your pick.
And not gonna lie, Mexico City is also on my bucket list of places to go. It looks beautiful, and I think was talking before the show. Didn't they have a city safari there?
The first city safari in October of 2023 during Dia de los Muertos, and it was a great place to play. So would recommend.
Yeah, I mean, Sendai is enticing, but there is something about going west, and Mexico City is a fantastic location. It really is. If I can scrape the money together, I would love to go to that one because I think the most expensive part is actually the flights to get there, right? Once you're there, it's actually quite reasonable.
It's pretty affordable.
Yeah. But if you cannot travel to an IRL, and I understand that most people who play this game either can't or don't want to, there will be a global version of the event, as always, and this will be a worldwide celebration on November the 14th and 15th. So that in itself, Go Wild has never let us down. It'll be interesting to see what the typings are this year and if there is anything new, because we've seen some great additions in the last couple of years. So before we get into Whitfield's little contribution to this section, what are your two thoughts about these two locations? Are you inclined to travel to either of them? I would love to go to both, but obviously you can't do the both.
I'm thinking there might be some background action that might be the determining factor for some people, depending on what it looks like.
I think so. We're waiting for more detail, but I think there very well will be. I think you're right there.
What have we become? Background. Oh, Jesus. No, I echo what Ian said and Lex said. Both great locations. Listen, November's too soon. Certainly with potentially Lisbon in September. It's all very clams together with travelling and all that. So, but yeah, Japan's certainly on my... if I was going to go to one of those over the other, it'd be Japan, because I've not done Japan yet. But yeah, Mexico's going to be cool. Mexico will be fun. Second event, like you said. So it's on the map, isn't it? So that's good to see.
Yes, they both look amazing. If I was going to go to any, I'm more inclined for Mexico. But yeah, Japan is so enticing. I've never done live in Japan, so I would love to go there. Milo, what are your thoughts?
We know that Wild Area in person has always been actually probably one of the best, if not the best in recent years, live event to be at. And I have to say, I am going to honestly see if I can get to Sendai. I would love to get to Sendai to be my first Japan event. Sendai, which was the Go Fest Japan location for 2024. Everyone said it was amazing to be there. So for Wild Area with the mighty Pokemon, we don't even know what the theme's going to be, but they usually choose a 2-typing theme. Maybe they'll release a new G-Max. Maybe they'll do something else. Who knows? It's going to be epic. And I cannot wait for more details on that one, but definitely want to try and get to Sendai. Mexico City, I've been over to that side of the world a couple of times already this year, and also Mexico City has basically the same cost flights. I did just check. So there you go. I'm sure we'll discuss this over the coming weeks.
Of course he did. So we're going to go straight into another bit of news. We've got the Ultra Unlocked 10th Anniversary Edition from Tuesday, July the 21st at 10 a.m. to Monday, July the 27th at 8 p.m. local time. And there's going to be some event bonuses. And the first part of the Pokemon may have team-specific special backgrounds. So that's pretty cool. And then July the 21st to July the 23rd, 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. local time, you'll get 6 times XP for catching Pokemon.
6, wow.
Hey, it gets better. July the 23rd to July the 25th, 10 a.m. through to 10 a.m. again, local time. It goes up to 8 times XP for catching Pokemon. And if you can't be bothered and you just want to wait to the end of the event, because that's where the big stuff is, July the 25th, 10 a.m. to July the 27th at 8 p.m. local time, you've got 10 times XP for catching Pokemon. Now, there is a little upwards arrow. Milo's got the proper name for it, but he's not here to save me tonight. But the upwards arrow says that the special background is determined by the team you are on when the encounter begins. So trainers without a team cannot encounter a first partner Pokemon with a special background.
But that is an insane amount of XP, isn't it? And just imagine with a lucky egg, that's crazy for anyone that's chasing XP towards level 80.
Especially if you can hit your excellent throws.
Yeah.
Starting Tuesday, July 21st at 10 a.m. to Thursday, July 23rd at 10 a.m., the Pokemon you will encounter in the wild are the Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn regions. We've got Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Trico, Torchic, Mudkip. All can be shiny, and most of those are megas.
That's true. Following on from that, July 23rd at 10 a.m. local time to July 25th at 10 a.m. your local time, trainers can encounter Pokemon from Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos regions. So, Turtwig, Chimchar, the Foamer, Monkey, Piplup, Snivy, Tepig, Oshawott, Jespin, Fennekin, Froakie will all be in the wild, and yes, they can all be shiny.
And we have some encounters from July the 25th at 10 a.m. to July the 27th at 8 p.m. Trainers may encounter first partner Pokemon from the Alola, Galar, and Paldea regions. They can all be shiny. Rowlet, Litten, Popplio, Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble, Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. And the following Pokemon have a chance to be attracted to normal lair modules. That is Beldum and Gibble, that both can be shiny. And yes, Dreepy still can't be shiny, and more.
In raids for this event, 1 star, we have Grimer wearing a party hat.
Yeah,
I've been looking for one. I like that. Yeah. I'm excited about that one. 3-star raid, we got Raticate with a party hat, Nidorino party hat, Gengar party hat, and then also the Wobbuffet party hat.
Nice. Some good raids there, to be fair. I still, after all these years, I still do not have a Wobbuffet shiny, so I'll be chasing that raid. Yeah, I'll still be chasing that one. Moving into the featured attacks, Venusaur, Meganium, Sceptile, Torterra, Serperior, Chestnut, Decidueye, Rillaboom. Oh my god, how many of these is there? Meowscarada. Well, they're your grass types. Evolve with a grass type first partner Pokemon to get a charge attack. We know it's going to be Frenzy Plant. Charizard, Typhlosion, Blaziken, Infernape, Emboar, Delphox, Incineroar, Cinderace, and Skeledirge. Well, yep, with that one you evolve it, it's going to know Blast Burn and Blastoise for Alligator, Swampert, Empoleon, Samurott, Greninja, Primarina, Inteleon, Quaquaval will know the charge attack Hydro Cannon.
There will be event-themed field research tasks, and you will be awarded Pokeballs and encounters with event-themed Pokemon.
New avatar items. If you want to dress like Willow, well, you will be able to in this event because these will be available for free. Scopely don't want your money for once. Yes, free in the in-game store during this event. The Willow-style lab coat, the Willow-style pants, Willow-style gloves, Willow-style shoes, Willow-style backpack, and Willow-style glasses, all available for absolutely 0 US cents. And best of all, there will be stickers.
Stickers.
There we go. There might be a reason why they're giving some stuff away free, because this little bit is something that not everybody's going to be able to take advantage of. But because there is a Masterwork Research Glimmers of Gratitude for $499 for your finest US cents, all the equivalent price in your local currency, you'll be able to basically get the Masterwork Research that leads you to an encounter with Shiny Shaman. Of course, people might already have that Shiny Shaman, and if you have done so already, you won't be able to purchase it again. So there's probably a little bit of lost revenue on that side of this event. But if you haven't got it, you've got a chance to get it. So lucky you.
You will also be receiving a free Go Pass for the 10th anniversary starting on Tuesday the 21st at 10 o'clock local time. You'll be able to collect Go points and rank up until Monday the 27th at 8 p.m. local time. Starting Saturday, July 25th at midnight to Monday the 27th at 8 p.m., there will be no limit on how many Go points you can earn. For $4.99 USD, trainers can upgrade the Go Pass to the deluxe paid version, and that offers upgraded rewards and faster progression. But for $6.99 USD, you can upgrade the Go Pass Deluxe with 6 additional ranks to automatically earn.
That's the one you don't want to buy. But you can buy the other one, just don't spend the extra $2.
Make sure to collect your rewards before Wednesday, July 29th at 8 p.m. or else they will expire. Don't let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So there are featured Pokemon and rewards as part of this event. When does it stop? Well, in a little bit it will do, but if you complete past tasks to rank up your Go Pass to earn the following rewards, you'll get a 10th anniversary tee in yellow.
Ooh.
Light yellow, that's brilliant news. You'll get a Golden Lure module, you'll get encounters with event-themed Pokemon, and even more goodies. I like how they put that as a bullet point as well, so that's nice. And trainers who upgrade to the Go Pass Deluxe can also earn the following rewards: Golden Lure module, so that's a tick and a
2
tick.
golden lures you can get.
additional encounter event themed Pokemon, and even more goodies. In fact, it's very much copy and paste. In fact, you've lost one line on it. Don't get the t-shirt.
And of course, if you go to the Pokemon Go web store, we know the value that you get with the Pokemon Go web store is fantastic. And if you buy the Go Pass Deluxe Ultra Unlock 10th Anniversary Edition or Go Pass Deluxe 10th Anniversary Edition plus 6 ranks, wow, they're mouthfuls, you will receive, are you ready for this, guys? 10 Ultra Balls. 5 max revives, and you know what? Actually, I'll give them the free battle pass. That is useful. 5 max potions. You know what? It's free, but most of that stuff you're just going to transfer. But you know what? It's good.
Ultra balls are better than a great ball.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that is true. Finding the positive in everything there, Alexa.
Our beloved Professor Willow celebrates his birthday on Tuesday, July 21st, and we will be celebrating with new costume Pokemon that will appear in field research. We will also have timed research and snapshot surprises with raids to celebrate his birthday. This is going to give us the adorable Professor Willow assistant.
That actually
Pikachu.
is quite a cute Pikachu.
He's pretty cute.
Well, believe it or not, there are going to be some raids. But in fact, there's going to be some one-star
Your favourite
raids,
type of raid, Mark?
It's probably going to give it away because, believe it or not, in one-star raids to accompany this amazing event and celebration, we got Professor Willow's assistant Pikachu in one-star raids. If you're lucky, you might get a shiny one or one with a team-specific special background. It will be available in raids until July the 27th, great number, at 8 p.m.
Just a one and done, one day and done. Now, moving on to what is our second to last piece of news today. Get ready for Pokemon Go's Summer Quest with local gameplay and rewards if you live in London or can get to London. This event is going to run between the 1st and 2nd of August, 10 a.m. local time through to 11:59 p.m., so most of the day, and on August the 8th to August the 9th, same hours. And once obtained, trainers will be able to have this research until 11:59 p.m. To complete the timed research. It's a fairly big area of London, sort of Shoreditch area. And once you've completed the first stage of the timed research, you can head over to other Pokemon Go pop-up coffee station. Nice. At the Green in Box Park, and show the barista your progress, and you'll get a free coffee. That sounds like my kind of event. Coffees will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis. So if me and Mark have beaten you there, I'm sorry, there's probably not going to be any left because we do like our coffee.
We've got a local event grand prize opportunity. So you will have the opportunity to win a 5-night hotel stay for 2 in Japan.
Oh my God,
including, we were just talking about how much you want to go to Japan. Here you go.
We said Mexico, to be fair, but, you know.
Mark said Japan.
First thing you need to do is complete the local timed research. Second thing, use the what's your favorite feature in game, and then share the what's your favorite post on Instagram using the hashtag Pokemon Go Summer Quest. These posts must be submitted by 11:59 local time on August 31st, and make sure your Instagram profile is public so your submission can be seen. Wow.
Nice. That is
prize.
Is a good prize.
Maybe I just go to London just to enter
Get a
that.
flight over.
Maybe I won't have to, because even if you can't make it to London, you can still join the Summer Quest celebration and be part of the 10-year anniversary festivities. Starting August 1st at 10 a.m. local time until August 9th, 11:59 p.m. local time. Trainers across the UK will automatically receive a free Summer Quest
you will have to come.
research.
Yeah, you will have to come over.
I guess, I'm going to have to come anyway. Once obtained, you will have until the 31st to complete it and claim all in-game rewards. But now we've got a nationwide grand prize opportunity. Trainers who complete the nationwide timed research will have a chance to win a trip for 2 to Pokemon GO Fest 2027 in Europe, including round-trip flights and a 3-night hotel stay.
Nice.
Wow, I'm getting hyped about this. Number 1, you need to complete the timed research. Use the what's your favorite feature in game, and then share that on Instagram using the hashtag Pokemon Go Summer Quest. If you don't know what the what's your favorite feature is you go in the game and you take a photo with your favorite Pokemon. You need to post this and submit it by 11:59 local time, August 31st. Again, make sure your Instagram is public. If you enter for both of these grand prizes, you will only be eligible to win one.
Just imagine if you won Japan and Europe.
That's crazy
Imagine
odds.
that. There's a little bit here about meeting your favourite creators. And yeah, this is actually something that's really quite exciting because Mini Minter and Chunks have been challenged to a Pokemon Go race across London. And they'll be going head-to-head to catch Pokemon, which is pretty cool. Now, people are probably going out there going, well, certainly from outside the UK, they might not know who Mini Minter and Chunks
I don't,
are.
and I live in the UK.
Oh, dear goodness. Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit more.
Thank you.
But no, Mini Minter is... He has found fame on YouTube. He's a streamer, but he is also one of the co-founders of one of the UK's best content creation sort of groups, the Sidemen. Sidemen are actually very well known and used to have a member, KSI was a member of them. He's just recently left, actually. But no, he became famous with some of his old FIFA vlogging that he did back in 2010. So he's well known in the gaming arena and that. And actually, the reason that this arena has been picked for this event, Box
Park, yeah.
They actually do an indoor five-a-side football league tournament from there. And he used to actually manage one of the teams there for a couple of seasons. So it's a familiar location, which makes sense why they've picked it for this. And I imagine around the other commitments, because the new season will probably start when this event is on as well. So that kind of makes sense as well. But yeah, Chunks as well. He's part of, he had the Simon and the Beta Squad. He's a member of the Beta Squad. They're also another very big UK content creation group of people. But they do like prank challenge videos and things like that. But one of the biggest global events in the UK, which was held at Wembley, is the Sidemen versus YouTubers charity football match, which sells Wembley out every year, raises a lot of money and a lot for good causes. Both Mini Minter, he's a very good footballer. From Leeds, actually, originally, like myself, a Leeds United fan, but they both play in these events and their global audiences go into the tens of millions. They're massive content creators on their own. And the fact that Pokemon Go is doing some work with them, in my opinion, and hopefully we'll see that when we get to that point, can only be a good thing for the visibility of the game, certainly from a UK market perspective and outwards. But they're big names, not in the Pokemon Go space, but massive names in content creation spaces.
Well, yeah, you can actually meet them if you go and do the event on the 1st of August. They are doing a meet and greet between 3 and 4 p.m. at their pop-up at the Green at Box Park.
Big news.
But we actually have one more piece of news, which again, in itself, UK-centric, but actually pretty epic.
Whoa, before you guys end the news, I have some good news.
What?
This is actually immense, and it's kind of poor timing from Scopetics or Scopely Explores point of view, really, because I'm leaving the UK very soon.
It's
but
not about you,
from
Whitfield.
this Saturday, just gone as the episode releases, July the 18th through to September the 6th, Pokemon Go have teamed up with National Trust to cover 27 locations across the UK with special routes, spawns, raids, and everything like that. And honestly, this is on the back, I think, of the TCG mega stuff that was available and still might be available at certain National Trust locations with special routes and walks to do. Now, Pokemon Go have finally put their stamp on it. And I'm not going to go through everything because I'll leave it up to you guys. But I will say, Marky, your favorite Pokemon is featured in one of the areas. I believe it's featured in the London and the Midlands section of this event style thing. So maybe you have to make a trip up to Ian somewhere. I've looked, there are a couple of locations. One is 40 minutes from me, one is 30 minutes, and there's two that are like an hour and 10 away, which I want to try and visit before I depart the UK. But the best news, Trico, Grovyle, and Sceptile are coming in timed research with backgrounds. My favorite Pokemon is getting a feature with a background, which is absolutely sick. So anybody who does the National Trust and happens to get a shiny of your Trico with a background, I'm pulling dibs immediately on that. Not implied dibs. This is actually calling dibs. So, hey, it's really cool the UK is getting something else.
So as Milo said, this event, it's pretty much called All Summer Long. And the reason it's called that is because the event lasts all summer long, July 18th to September 6th, in fact. New Pokestops, gyms and routes will be featured at 140 National Trust sites across the UK. And there is, well, actually, Marky, there's some raids, isn't there?
The following Pokemon will appear in raid battles at gyms at the 27 National Trust sites listed below, based on the regions. If you're lucky, you may receive a location background.
Let's face it, that's the only reason you'd raid a lot of these.
Oh, yeah, backgrounds, obviously. Each of the first feature Pokemon that you catch at a site will have that site's location background. So you go there, do an in-person raid pass, get a background. Happy days, one at each of these. But the locations are, if you want to go southern England, which is Hoppip on the England coast, you can go to the Midlands where Ian is, and London to get Swaddle. If you want to go up north to my stomping ground, get to see Pineco. And if you want to go down to where I currently reside in the southwest or Wales, you can get C.
Yeah, Milo already talked about the research, but if we go through to the where to play, as Mark said a second ago, 27 National Trust sites across the UK will have these dedicated raids, the time to research, the location, backgrounds. So
if you remember all these locations, southern England.
Remember, you don't need to go to every one, but if you do, the backgrounds do look pretty cool.
I like the fact there's different backgrounds on all of these. You've got Clivedon in Buckinghamshire, Mottisfont in Hampshire, Nymans in West Sussex, Polesden Lacey in Surrey, Scotney Castle in Kent, and this is a lovely place, Stowe Gardens in Buckinghamshire. This is where I used to live. Stowe Gardens are amazing.
Yeah, some
amazing.
Nice locations there. If you are in the Midlands, as I am, or London, there are some absolutely amazing places that you can visit. And I'm actually going to say where I can get to quite easily. So, Anglesey Abbey in Cambridgeshire. Can get to that one pretty easy. Attingdon Park in Shropshire, not so much. Belton Estate is literally 10 minutes from where I live. Colk Abbey in Derbyshire is beautiful. That's about an hour away from me. Clumber Park in Nottinghamshire, probably about 40 minutes from me. Fantastic. Hanbury Hall in Worcestershire, not going to travel that far. Hardwick in Derbyshire, not far, probably about an hour. And Wimpole Estate in Cambridgeshire. Actually, that's not too far either. So I could probably get to the majority of those without an awful lot of effort, which is good news.
I'm going to do my best to pronounce these correctly. If you are in the north, you're looking at Dunham Massey, Greater Manchester, Fountains Abbey, North Yorkshire, Gibbside, Tyne and Ware, Lyme, Cheshire, Mount Stewart, County Down.
You sound like a local.
I could have done it in an accent.
You should have done it in your accent.
Well, southwestern Wales, and this is my stomping ground. We've got Chirk Castle and Garden in Wrexham. Well, that isn't my stomping ground. That's very much Wales. We've got Killerton in Devon, Kingston Lacey in Dorset. I can officially confirm that me and Ash are going to be going to Laycock in Wiltshire very soon. Quite excited about that. Stourhead in Wiltshire. I should know how to pronounce this. I think it's Tredegar House. Tredegar House. Don't have a go at me for butchering it. Locals to these places in Newport. We've got Trelissick in Cornwall. Julia will be very proud of me for pronouncing that correctly. And yeah, this will have no clue on. Tintsfield or Tintsfield in North Somerset. I hear there's some good cider down there, apparently. But yeah.
Could be expensive if you're not a National Trust member.
Sounds like a really good opportunity to go explore England.
Yeah, definitely worth going if you have the time. If you can either get to England or the UK or are here, some great locations there. And the backgrounds, I did see, somebody sent me the backgrounds. They do look very, very scenic. So, a lot of good stuff to look forward to there. And there's so much news that we haven't even covered tonight. We're saving some for next week. Otherwise, there will be nothing to talk about next week. But very shortly, we are going to talk about online, and the cesspit of Twitter really did get riled up about an event that went on last week in New York. However, before we get into that, Arnie has some words of wisdom for you about what, if you're upset, you should really do about the New York event.
Little cow, can't hold me back anymore. Little cow, turn away and slam the door.
That's perfect.
That is perfect. And now is the time. Let's talk about the big 10th anniversary event that was held by Scopely Explore, formerly known as Niantic, in Times Square last week, which was, and this is the bit that riled people up, it was an exclusive event. It was invite only, and you could have gone to Times Square if you weren't invited. You just wouldn't have been able to do an awful lot. But I think it's fair to start this section by saying that the Incense podcast were invited to this event, and we would have loved to have gone. However, thanks to the World Cup and FIFA, thank you, we hate you, if we'd wanted to go to New York for the 2 days of this event, it would have cost us over £3,000. Not dollars, pounds. So, whilst we are very appreciative of the offer from Scoptic, we couldn't come. Thank you for the invite. But Sue did get to go to New York, and we'll talk to Sue in a second. But in terms of an outsider's perspective, Mark, me, Milo, Alexa, we all saw all the social stuff. We saw the videos. We saw the hype that was around this event. And let's just say, honestly, what we thought about this event, because seeing all of the screens in Times Square lit up with Mega Mewtwo and essentially recreating that initial 2016 hype video around Pigo, I've got to say, it looked like a fantastic event.
So I was streaming and we were watching the stream on stream when it was going down. So leading up to it, everyone had really good feedback. That looked super awesome. I wish I was there. And it did. It looked like a really good time until the IVs were revealed. And that's when everyone got upset. But up until then, it looked great.
And honestly, between the three of us, because Sue's obviously got an insider's perspective on this, did it bother you that everybody that was in attendance got given a background Hundo Mewtwo? Because I've got to say, for me, it didn't really bother me that much. I had FOMO, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't salty about it because people had made the effort to go at their own expense. And in a very claustrophobic, Times Square is not a big area, and to get that many people crammed in there, you know what? Actually, these people, I think, deserve that. Controversial take, I know, hot take. But
I think, yeah, them getting it is not an issue at all. I think that the timing was the issue with everything being unlimited remotes and people spending as much as they were hunting Mewtwo and trying to get the background to see a select group be given that. And then now I'm just reading comments of like YouTuber luck, streamer luck. Is it real? Well, now that we know that IVs can be given to people, now people have no reason to expect that it's not a real thing. So that's the issue that I see.
Fair comment, I guess. Because none of the people that went to this event knew what was happening.
No,
absolutely.
I saw the invites, Mark saw the invites.
They are not to blame at all.
Nobody that went to this event knew what was happening other than they'd been invited to a special event, given a basic itinerary about what the day entailed, but nothing about what happened was disclosed to these guys.
No.
I mean, if it was, I'd have put the flight on my credit card, let's be honest. You know.
Well, £1,500 for a Hyundai Mewtwo, Ian. That would have been a title for a vlog there, mate. Times two. I think from my perspective, and I think be very diplomatic, I think I'm going to take it back a step in, if that's okay. I like to storytell.
Absolutely,
and I think it's really important we do that. So going back to Japan, giant Mewtwo at the Pokemon Center, escaping. Oh, love that. Absolutely love that. In-game updated, Mewtwo not there. Oh, that added something to it.
The storytelling was really good.
Storytelling was the best storytelling I've seen in a mobile game that I've played and been invested in since its start. And, you know, and I've played other games and I've given up on them because it just doesn't follow it. There's nothing there. It was fantastic. And I watched the video of the first ever Pokemon Go launch at Times Square with the Mewtwo on the screens. It still gives me goosebumps when I watch that because
it really does. Yeah,
the game has progressed so much, and it was fitting that the 10-year anniversary was done exactly like that. And I think, you know, you have to invite people. You can't have it open to everybody because of safety concerns. There's all that, you know. But the event was phenomenal, and
I mean, Mark, let's just give a little bit of credit here. The Scopely team managed to book out Times Square for an event. I mean, that's no small feat.
No. And I think this is where, as Alexa says, it gets a bit sticky now because you'll have the players that have pumped all this money in a week of raiding, not knowing this. No one knew this was happening, so there's no hidden agenda here. No one knew. This was a lovely surprise. And I think a lot of people, you know, and it isn't as black and white as this. We know it isn't as black and white as this, but for the everyday player that's in a park like us doing events, who don't follow content, that don't know who certain content creators are, who don't care who Scopely are, the gaming company are, hardcore grind it and spend a lot of money in it by choice, they look at that and think, did we part bankroll that? You know, and there's that those are sort of thoughts that people bring, and you can't take that away from how people think because, you know, I've been very fortunate with my job to travel to many different areas of the UK and through some really challenging times post-COVID and that, got chatting to lots of people in different communities, and they don't care about content creators. They don't care about watching YouTube videos of people playing the game. They just play the game with their communities, and that's their escape. This was quite in everyone's face because it was a big anniversary, and I think it kind of put it in people's faces that would never have normally even been attuned to this. And I think the sticky point was probably that very last layer of it. Like, I haven't got an issue with it because I think it with the cost it took to get there and understanding that not everyone was just given this. It wasn't like that is probably the balancing bit on it. But I think if you just said background, ticket invited, Mewtwo, X, Y, Unity raids, random IVs, someone got some shundos out of it by luck, no one would be even really talking about it on that final bit. That's my opinion, I think, by reading the sort of
and
room.
I think the exclusivity part, it wasn't just content creators. Let's break this down. People that were invited, there was obviously content creators there because they needed content to be created around it. There was news there, so there was media there. And there was also and the majority of the actual player base that were there were CAs in their community that were invited that actually got to invite people to go along. So, yes, there were content creators there, and obviously all of the optics were on the content creators. But, I mean, the content creators were a very minuscule part of it compared with the community ambassadors and their communities that were invited. So I think it's a fair time now to bring Sue in to talk to us about this from somebody that actually was there, because you live just outside of New York City and you could literally just go sort of over the bridge or through the tunnel and get to Manhattan. So
Right. That was a through the tunnel thing for me. But backing up just a little bit, when we first got our invitations to go, it described the event as a presentation in a hotel that we're all invited to.
It did actually, yes.
Yeah. And after the presentation, it was a mixer for the people who were invited, and it was members of the press and a few influencers and some content creators to all get to mix and mingle with the Scopely Pokemon Go team, with the people who are consultants for Scopely who interface with us every day. So we get to meet each other and get along. And that's what we thought the great majority of the event was about. Then after that, it said there's gameplay, but we didn't know what the gameplay was. So we sat through two very nice, heartfelt presentations about Pokemon Go from Michael Staranka and Ed Wu. Lovely, about how they connected with the game, their history with the game. Then we had lovely drinks and just a couple bites of food. I had a delightful conversation with a gentleman who was there representing the History Channel. So there were all kinds of media folk there as well. Then when the time came, we all hoofed it together into Times Square. And when you said claustrophobic, oh, honey, you were not kidding. It was like the ball dropping on New Year's Eve in Times Square. People are standing shoulder to shoulder within these barricades. The music is thumping. There was an MC. It was absolutely electric. Everyone was there for the same thing. We just didn't know what that thing was. So it was just a really odd but amazing experience. Then suddenly all of the billboards were Mewtwo, and we knew it was going to happen, but it wasn't any different than the Unity raids in Tokyo or Copenhagen or Chicago. We all did the exact same thing: lift your phone in the air, catch your Mewtwo. And the funny thing is, we did not know there was a second Mewtwo that we were going to be able to catch. So we caught the first Mewtwo, and the IVs were all over the place. Yeah. My Mewtwo was terrible. I happened to be standing next to Ken from Lord Up, and his Mewtwo was terrible, and we just happened to be lucky friends, so we lucky swapped them. They ended up both being not good, but better than they had been. Suddenly we get to do it again.
Yeah.
We didn't know. Catch a second Mewtwo with the background, I see 2387, I lost my mind. I tweeted about it in 2 seconds. I was the happiest girl on the planet when suddenly everyone said, you're not so special. We all got it. So the feeling wasn't like amazing elation among all these people experiencing the same things together. It was like, So that's what happened there. And by the time I looked at Twitter, because there were also other raids there, by the way. So if you were in Times Square and you didn't have a ticket, I think you were still able to do, I did Necrozma raids and Groudon raids and Kyogre raids. There were raids in beast balls, and there's all kinds of stuff. And I think the people there were allowed to do that.
There was other stuff to do.
There was. And I was tweeting stuff out for the podcast. And when I went down to look at Twitter, the next thing I know, my DMs were jammed with people saying, "Who do you think you are? Why are you rubbing this in our face? This is the most elitist thing I've ever heard. You should take down your tweet." I got responses to my tweet that were less than kind. Fine, everyone's got a right to their opinion, but I was thinking, I'm kind of the wrong person to attack in this situation because I have no control over any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But I do understand how people feel because there were so many New Yorkers who said, I would have shown up just to do anything, to do the other raids or to just vibe with the people if we'd known that it was a thing. People were sending me DMs saying, I work in Times Square. All you guys did was muck up our traffic, and I got nothing from it. So the point kind of was that if it's a 10th anniversary celebration, it's a 10th anniversary celebration for all of us. Let us all celebrate. So I think that may have been a little bit tone deaf, having a 10th anniversary celebration that only certain people were invited to. But the way it was couched to us initially was kind of that it was a thank you to us for 10 years of free help. We put in all this time. We fly to events all around the planet on our own dime, putting out content that helps Pokemon Go, that really helps amplify the game, the fun, the community, their pillars, all of it. So that was my thought as we were going as a thank you present to us. And then that was not the way it was communicated to the community. So there are my 2 cents.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. And I think you said it perfectly, Sue, that people are going to feel what they feel. You can't help how you react to something. You can, however, help how you respond to people. And you said it just a second ago, and I have seen it on various different socials that people that were getting attacked for actually getting 100% Mewtwo. They really didn't know what was happening. And it's a tricky one because you should always treat people with a little bit of respect. And, people like Mystic 7, Joe Beats, all of these people that were Lando Alpha doing these live streams because Pokemon Go had asked them to. They're promoting this event and they had no input or knowledge of what was happening. So it is a bit rough when these people go and they go to help, they go to have a party, and then they get attacked. It's not right.
I think repeating the point I made earlier is I think because it was such a big event and it was being put on like national news, it was like being covered everywhere, and it was. I think that it threw it into people's faces that would not normally have ever sort of been would have known that this visibility was there, if that makes sense. And I think it doesn't take a lot of things to trigger people on social media. We know that anyway. It could be anything,
especially on Twitter.
But I learned stuff that I didn't know about it, and I think that's because you just see people's opinions, not actually the truth. And I think, like you said, there's a moment of celebration there to actually isn't there? But it still doesn't undo the lead up to it, the storytelling, as I keep saying. To that point, I love the fact you're leaving a hotel or a venue when you're going to Times Square and you're like, what the hell is going on here? I love all that. I think that's brilliant.
It felt so electric.
I've seen those screens in person. Oh,
it was fun. I have to say, it was a great time. I mean, to me,
people wouldn't be kicking off. Everyone's
we'd be attacked
up
anyway.
in arms about the fact that the IVs were fixed.
And I think they were also.
Okay.
I think had the IVs not have been set at hundos for everybody, I think people still would have been upset because they would have wanted to come. They would have wanted the opportunity because when they went to their in-person ticket in the section of the game, it showed sold out. And everyone was like, well, what is this event? Why is it sold out? And how come I never had the chance to even buy a ticket? It shouldn't have been in the in-game tickets. You know what I mean? But it was. Yeah. So everyone, that I think is the thing that also got people really salty because people was, especially people in the area, they're like, I'm here anyway. I wish I'd known about it just to soak in the vibe. But they didn't know. So I get that. Because for me, standing there with my phone in the air, bringing it down and seeing a hundo was no different than Copenhagen. I got a hundo in Copenhagen with a background. It was beautiful. To me, this was no different. Whether it was given to me or I got it through luck, It's the same thing. I mean, you don't work for a hundo. It's
I
just
think
luck.
what you said, Mark, about people who don't follow content creators, they don't follow Scopely Explorer, they don't follow that, they're just in the game. I think the biggest part for them was that a game based on RNG was no longer RNG.
Fair point.
It could be edited. And so that at that point, you're like, well, what am I doing? Why am I doing this anymore? And I think that's why a lot of people were upset.
That hadn't even occurred to me.
Do you know what I find? Not take it too far off the topic, but I think going from that RNG comment is a really good comment. Is also I think the thing that was a big change here is like I would have loved if at Go Fest Global we could have done a Unity raid. Do you know what I mean? Just go through the motion of it. That would have been quite a nice
100%.
surprise at the end for Go Fest Global. That bit, the Unity raid experience, because I don't care if it was all pre-programmed, and I don't care if I love the idea of getting everyone together doing it, and I think that was magical. Don't get me wrong. I think as soon as people realised it was a pre-programmed part, it also made people question the validity of their involvement in the game at that point as well.
Well, this is the thing now. People know that is possible.
Hadn't thought of that.
But
yeah.
before we move on, there's one person that's not put their 2 cents in.
Arnie?
And that's Whitfield.
I will say it's really good. Thanks, Sue, for hopefully jumping on for this little bit, because she was very much our lady in Times Square for this one. The 10-year celebration event that happened just before Global Go Fest weekend. And I've seen so much negativity and hate towards this event, which I think, honestly, it's regretful that we couldn't make it, but there's honestly, the flight tickets, people, anybody, I'm going to blame FIFA and the World Cup for this nonsense. People kicking a sheep's pancreas or a wooloo's pancreas around a football pitch and complaining their hair's being tugged at have stopped us from buying flight tickets to get to this exclusive event. It would have been awesome to be there to partake in it, no matter what actually appeared, because it's a celebration. They got to recreate what was the OG video element of Mega Mewtwo, or Mewtwo, being battled in Times Square with tons of people, all the screens and everything. And that, if anything, is such a momentous moment to even witness online, let alone being there. So I'm sure Sue had an absolute riot. And I'm jealous in the sense that I wasn't able to go, but I do not feel any malice towards anyone who did get to go there, because they had such a wonderful time. Anybody who does, it's very much FOMO and the exclusivity that's hitting you. And don't worry, I'm in the same camp. I wasn't able to partake, as was Ian, Francesco, and Mark. We weren't able to go there because economy flight tickets to New York for that time were £2,600. And that's more than I earn in a month, for crying out loud. So yeah, I'll say no to that. Thank you very much. Giving away a guaranteed unique background 100% Mewtwo, which some people got as a shiny, I don't see what the problem is, honestly. It's a once in a game's lifetime 10-year anniversary opportunity. And, they've given away exclusive backgrounds. You could be salty that, they're doing City Safari Eevee with the background and everything. Like, yes, there's a few more locations, but they're still technically exclusive. And it is very much, I think, a salty attitude to suggest that this is sort of like exclusive. Yes, there were creators, there were media there, but there were many, many CAs from across, I guess, America, maybe the world. And they brought guests and things. So it wasn't solely media and whatever. The only people, obviously, and this is where the whole thing of content creator luck comes from, you only see content because the content person makes the content and puts it online. So I honestly say just stop whinging about it. And to be honest, this will go into the background in like a couple of weeks. So Sue, I hope you had a fantastic time and reveled in the true awesomeness that was there. It was awesome to watch. And I think, honestly, the fact that they pulled it off is a testament to the peeps there, because getting Times Square locked down to do Pokemon Go is kind of insane.
Too true.
I couldn't agree more.
Let it go! Let it go!
The one downside for me was that I couldn't share it with you guys, and I missed you terribly.
Yeah, Milo said it perfectly. We all had FOMO for not being there, but had the World Cup not been on, we could have come for a quarter of the cost. But anyway, let's move on. It's time to play a game, and for once, I'm actually not delegating the section out because I'm the one pushing the buttons for this week's game, which is Name That Pokémon. And this time, excuse the pun, we've got a three-way. It's going to be Ayyylexa, Mark, and Sue, with me pushing the buttons. So, now, a very long time ago, I asked you, Alexa, to record some Pokemon names for me. This was before Go Fest. See if you can remember what they were, because the sound bites are all you. So, we're going to play the first one.
Oh, dear.
And we're going to see if you can guess what this is. And this is literally fastest finger first. Shout out if you know the name of it.
Okay.
My door.
I'll play it one more time.
My door.
Play it one more time.
My door.
That's so hard. That is so difficult. Can I write down like what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Right, I'm going to play the Pokemon one more time. Backwards, of course.
My door.
Wow, that is so hard.
Anybody got any guesses?
Can you give us like a typing, maybe?
I can give you a typing. Yes, this should give it away, to be honest. Electric Ghost.
That gives it away.
Do it, Sue.
Do you know it?
Morpeko.
Yeah, do it. My door. Sue, what do you
Go
think
for it,
it is?
Sue.
I can tell you what it is.
Do it.
Yeah,
Come on, Sue, you play.
It's Rotom. Rotom. I didn't hear it, and that electric ghost.
Good job! Oh my gosh, that's
Well done, Sue.
so... Holy
So we are
smokes.
1-0 to Sue.
Hey, good job, Sue.
Well done, Sue.
You
Okay,
didn't even have to hear it.
the next
Thank
Pokemon.
you.
See if you can guess this one, guys. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's
It's Dratini.
Dratini.
I knew that one. I knew that one.
It's almost like you recorded it, Alexa.
Good.
The fair play.
I don't think
She didn't. The fair play. She didn't actually say them back.
The
to
fair
us.
play.
But that's the only one I remembered. I don't think that one
The
should
fair
count.
play commissioners have just been on said this is probably not a fair game, but we'll let it roll.
Okay. Okay, Mark. See if you can catch
Well,
up.
I didn't
See if
record
you
them
can catch
in,
up.
so I'll have a go. Unless Alex had to
fair play.
record every single Pokemon in the whole game, I think there's probably a.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only one I remembered. I will say that's the only one I remembered.
Mark, this one is for you. Obviously, everyone's in play, but this one's yours, Mark, to equalise. You ready?
Mine cuts off before the end. It's quite a loud noise.
Can we go slow? Like, is there a slow-mo?
No.
Seawaddle. I just figured it was Mark, so I was guessing.
Any more guesses from anybody?
I can't hear it at all. So, no, none for me, mate.
Okay.
This
give
is
you a clue.
hard, man.
This is the hardest game you'll ever play because unless you're really good at
I'm
backwards
bad at
names,
Do we get a typing?
we can get a typing. This is. Come on, Mark.
I don't know my
I've got
typing.
faith in
See,
you.
I got Morpeko wrong.
You do.
Flipping out. Come on.
It's a psychic type, Marky.
Drowsy.
What was that, sorry?
Drowsy.
No, keep going.
Will you do it again?
Generation 1.
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
Wow! Good job!
Hey!
Okay, so this is it for the
High
game.
score.
For the game, and it is for the game because this is the only one I've actually got left. This is for you guys. It's a quick one.
So hard.
Uxie.
This is a fairy
close.
type Pokemon.
I got it.
Curlia.
Go for it.
Is it comfy?
Comfy.
It is!
Well done, Lex.
Yay!
I had to
Well done,
write
Lex.
Heath Mock and then go backwards.
GG, Lex.
Gee.
Well
Fabulous.
done.
I think I had
Well
an unfair
done.
advantage, but
And well
that
played,
was-
Sue and Marky.
Thank you, Ian.
It is time to say, Arnie, what's your favourite section of the show?
Now it's time for my favorite section. It's time for Shines of the Week.
Shinies of the week.
Actually, funny thing, I'm just scrolling through Discord and Rogue Trooper, one of our I think, silver tier patrons, said, big question of the week. Did Ian get through Go Fest without anyone trying to run him over?
Good question.
Our first shiny of the week comes from John Strider2323. It is a Lucky Shundo Tauros. That is extremely impressive. Holy smokes.
That's GG's. Well done. That is a beautiful Pokemon.
I wonder if it was, hang on, let me read it. I was just trying to see if it was like a remote Lucky or if it was in-person Lucky. It looks like it might have been in person.
Nice.
Okay, second one. This one is extremely impressive to me as an XXL shiny collector. It's an XXL Shundo Mewtwo.
Ooh.
Perfect timing for
Oh,
this event
wow.
too. That is extremely impressive. Holy smokes!
Wow.
Wowie, wowie.
Who's that one from?
Oh, sorry. That one is from Zachary Mendoza. Wow, Zach.
GG
That's
Zachary.
Big pull. All right. Pavnoko completed his Livy
I know,
Shiny
he's
deck.
done well, that boy.
Yay! Yay!
Paul, well done. GG.
Wow.
That is insane.
That is insane. Oh, and then Olliebogue got the Shundo Mewtwo with the background. And in this photo, it is Mega Evolved. So we got the altered background behind it.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Mega
That
Mewtwo
is,
was
I mean,
Shundo.
that's the dream, isn't it? That's the chase.
That was the chase, yeah.
Yeah, that was the chase.
Sorry, I'm jumping in for another hashtag shinies of the week because, well, I certainly didn't get the ultimate catch. A few people did. You may have read them out, but I do want to give a shout out to my wife, Linda Lookit Marta, who through a remote raid, I think on the Saturday evening, pulled in the weather boosted Shundo background Mega Mewtwo and has subsequently obviously done the top tier and everything. I'll try and include a picture of it from the time, but anybody who got some really good stats was amazing. Like, very, very well done on your pulls. But yeah, that's pretty much the ultimate catch, isn't it, from the Global Go Fest weekend? Mega Mewtwo Shundo with the Mewtwo background. Couldn't say anything but congrats, really.
Yeah, I bet that's what you said.
That's not what he said. That is not what he said.
Oh, was you there, Mark, when she got it?
I sort of seen it on a phone, and Milo was a bit like, it was almost like, it was like, I can imagine it was more like, oh, typical, you get all the luck, as opposed to, oh, well done. Oh dear.
But that brings us to the end of yet another show. I just want to say thank you very much to Ayyylexa and Stu for joining us this week in Whitfield's absence. He definitely wasn't missed because he's been a massive part of this week's show, even considering he's sat on a beach sunning himself with ripped shorts. Anyway, thank you, the listener, very much for staying with us for this episode 284 of the Incense Podcast. And join us next week when we go through a lot more. Milo is back in the studio with us, and we talk about all the good stuff that's happening in Pokemon Go in the coming weeks. But we do want to say thank you to not just you listening, but the people that support the show financially. Our bronze, our silver, and our members. We do sincerely thank each and every one of you. Thank you for those of you that are on our bronze tier. We really do value your support, and you really do help sustain this podcast. But we do also want to thank those of you that pay a little bit more and show a little bit more support. So the members are KLXVI, Del Hazard, Spindiano, Laurie Beck, Stephen Norway, CC is Mad, Saul Haberfield, Lizzie George, Sander van der Drieser,
Neon, not Neo.
Net.
It's Neon.
Net.
Neon.
Net.
Neon.
Net.
You can call me Kate.
Kate.
Just Neon. Neon.
Net. Ellen Rushton, James Alexander, Northern Soph, Tom Cattle, Charlie Todd, Robert Wilson, Malcolm Grinter, Geordie Castell, The Hot Weasel, Shiny Archeamon, who was with us last weekend in Ealing, Tony of Pride, aka Steve Irwin, Joan Ho, Malcolm Burgess, Mr. Jackal, Littlest Sparkle, Matt Bonnet, Zontok, DJ Meady Mead, HRH Cayley, Mr. Mossam, and of course, Silverman. Thank you very much for being And you are JB, Kerry and Zachary, Barside 2, Mandy Croft, Dean DHL, Damon Mac 08, Miss Summer of 69, and Big Boy Baz, aka P. Nickerson 13, and of course 52047. Thank you very much for being. And of course, we do have two more people to thank, one of which we've already thanked for being on this week's show, but we need to thank our admin team of Sue the Ninja and the IT support, the Italian, the tripod, Francesco. I am Prius. Thank you very much to each and every one of you two for everything that you do, because you do keep us in check. Right, Marky?
But guys, I've got some good news.
What?
Well, it wasn't just Linda Lucky, actually. Marta got lucky, because actually I do need to give a shout out to Shiny Ike Mum, because she did also get the Shundo Mewtwo with the background. I was sat with her when she got it in the coffee shop. So that is very good news. But I do have some normal good news.
What?
Next Monday, July the 20th, the Trubbish with the Stardust boost.
Nice.
There we
The
go.
Trubbish, that big black bin bag, hopefully.
He's a handsome shiny.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it is.
Handsome shiny.
And then Wednesday, we've got a new shiny in raids. we've got Solgaleo. And if you haven't seen the shiny, it is red, it is glorious, and it can be fused with Necrozma for an adventure effect. So you definitely don't want to miss that.
That's definitely one to chase next
Red,
week.
big cat.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Not quite as exciting on Thursday. We've got Eevee in the spotlight with 2 times catch candy.
Oh,
Everybody likes
Cute.
Eevee.
Use some
Yeah,
more
and we're going to get
Absolutely.
some more.
If you played that one on the quiz, that would have been a bit
Yeah.
easier.
We like Eevee, especially with the safari hats. And on that terrible disappointment, well, let's stick with the Solgaleo on that bombshell. We'll catch you next week for episode 285.
Yay.